guys, welcome back to my channel, and on today's episode I'm really excited to do this. We're gonna be doing a top 10 of my favorite flight attendant uniforms. So if you're interested, just keep on watching. Because maybe you're thinking, why is she making such a big deal out of this? It's just a uniform. They all look the same to me, but you're gonna be surprised with this list of airlines that I'm gonna be sharing with you. For me, it's very important to have a very beautiful, glamorous flight attendant uniform, because once the flight attendant carries this, they are also carrying the brand of the airline. Like for example, when you're traveling, you don't necessarily remember the color of the seats inside the aircraft, or you don't necessarily remember the look of the aircraft itself unless you're an aircraft enthusiast. Rather, you remember what the flight attendant looks like. So yeah, for me it's very important that the flight attendant has a beautiful uniform, well-fitted uniform, and plus a comfortable one as well. Just a little disclaimer, I am not gonna go for the technicality of the uniform. I'm just gonna go for the looks. To be honest, some of these uniforms I've never really seen them in person, only in photos worn by models. So please forgive me if I cannot really explain if this uniform is comfortable, if it's hot, itchy, or whatever. Having said that, let's begin our top 10. Number 10 on my list is the Omen Air uniform. They have actually revamped their uniform. They launched this new uniform last year, June 2019, and I must say I'm really impressed with the elegance of this uniform. It's a turquoise shade. That's giving me a tongue tie. Turquoise shade. And my favorite part of the uniform really is the hat. It's completely different to the hat that they used to have before. This one is more shaped with the head and tilted onto one side, with the same turquoise shade of their scarf that is attached to the hat. And for the supervisors, it's almost the same uniform, but with touches of hints of gold. Their hat is gold and the scarf as well is gold. And I also like that it's a one-piece dress. It's just that I don't know if this is gonna be comfortable when you're already working, but I'm sure that the material is something that they've really thought about, so that it's gonna be easy for the flight attendants to move around when they're working. Number 9 on the list is Delta Air uniform. This one is on a shade of plum. It's a uniform that's designed by Zach Posen, and what I love about the design is it brings you back to the golden age of flying. It's very vintage looking, and I feel like this uniform is gonna look good on any body type. Like if you're voluptuous, if you're skinny, if you're curvy, it's gonna look really nice on anyone who's gonna wear it. I also like that it's, I don't know if it's really turtleneck, but it's almost turtleneck with a little bit of ribbon to the side, and then they have their wings right there. And my goodness, I think what ties the look together is the bag, the handbag. It looks like something that you can wear even out of uniform, but of course the logo of the airline is there, but you get what I mean, right? I believe there's been a little bit of controversy about the Delta Air uniform. I'm not really gonna dwell on that. You can research about that, but like what I said, I'm just basing on the look of the uniform, and it looks very structured to me. It looks like it doesn't get wrinkled that fast, so that's a plus as well. Number 8 on my list, this is a little bit unconventional, I must say, for a flight attendant uniform, and this one is from Singapore Airlines. This is like a trademark uniform. They're even called the Singapore Airlines girls, because when you see them at the airport, or you see them in any hotels, they look so uniform, they look so beautiful. This uniform was designed by Pierre Balmain over 50 years ago, and it has remained unchanged. And like what I said, the Singapore Airlines girl has become the brand of Singapore Airlines. It's a two-piece kebaya with the blouse and the kebaya skirt, and it comes in 4 colors. That's blue, green, red, and purple. And you will know their rank, the rank of the flight attendants based on the color of their uniform. I believe the highest position, or the in-flight manager or the purser, wears the purple color, and somebody who's new will be wearing the blue kebaya. And there are rumors going around that if you don't fit in the uniform, they're not gonna hire you. I'm not so sure about that. Somebody please enlighten me down in the comment section. But yeah, I heard that it only comes in 3 sizes, and if you don't fit, you have to lose weight so that you'll fit into the kebaya. The kebaya will not adjust to you. You will adjust to the kebaya if that is true. I am not so sure. Again, please let me know in the comment section. One thing though, that the reason why the uniform of Singapore Airlines is not as high on my list is because of the slippers. I don't know if they've already changed this one, but the last time I saw them in the hotel, they're still wearing these slip-ons, and I don't know how comfortable that is. I don't really remember if it comes with the strap or not. But yeah, it's just the slippers thing, or the slip-ons. That's the only reason why Singapore Airline uniform is not that high on my list. Number 7 is Emirates flight attendant uniform. Where do I begin with this uniform? I don't love it, but I don't hate this uniform. What I like about this uniform is that whenever I see them in hotels, because we usually stay in the same hotel with them, hotels or airports, is that the uniform fits them nicely. I mean, it looks like it belongs to them. It's not too loose, it's not too tight, but I think what ties their look together is the hat. It's really the iconic Emirates hat with the white scarf and their uniform red lipstick. But please don't take this the wrong way. I'm not a hater of Emirates. It's not because they're a direct competitor or something. I know that there are a lot of girls out there who are in love with the Emirates uniform, but like what I've said, I've seen it in person. I can't really point out what is it that puts me off with this uniform. I prefer it with the jacket rather than without the jacket, because when you remove it, it looks like a schoolgirl blouse. And yeah, I think I don't have anything else to say. But yes, it's on my top 7 list just because I am so in love with the hat. I love the shade of red of the hat, and I wish I had that scarf. So yeah, number 7. Number 6 on my list is Qatar Airways. I'll just put it somewhere in the middle. The Qatar Airways uniform, I am quite surprised that there are a lot of people who are not really aware what the Qatar Airways uniform looks like. Mainly because the airline is not so open with the flight attendants taking their photos and posting it online. I believe it's something that has to change, because like what I said, the uniform is the brand of it's a brand. It's a brand of the airline, and it's one way of selling your airline as well. If your flight attendants are able to post more of the photos online, I believe more people are going to be aware of Qatar Airways, because sometimes we go to some places and we get asked, hey, what airline are you working for? And we're like, Qatar Airways. Oh, really? Your uniform is so beautiful. And I will agree. I really love our uniform. I have a couple of colleagues who are not as in love as I am with the uniform. But for me, I really love the structure of the uniform. It's made of wool. It could be a little hot in the summers because we have to wear the jacket as well. And it's not really a material that you would love to wear during a hot weather, 50 degrees centigrade weather. But what I like about it is it's very comfortable. It doesn't get wrinkled that fast. I would say it's low maintenance, although we cannot wash it ourselves. We have to send it for laundry. It has to go through dry cleaning except for the blouse. And I love our hat. And of course, I love the shade of burgundy. And burgundy is the national shade of the country because it's the color of the flag. And It's very simple. It has touches of gold, very elegant, and I would say it's a classic flight attendant uniform. There's been rumors going around that they will be changing the uniforms since I joined, and that was like 8 years ago, and still they haven't really changed the uniform. But nevertheless, like what I said, I like the uniform. The reason why it's not that high on my list, I know I should show some loyalty, is that sometimes the uniforms, they tend to be loose. I don't want to get into trouble by saying this, but sometimes I feel like they prefer it that way, that the uniforms are loose rather than too tight. Of course, we have to respect the rules of the country as well. But like what I said, this uniform would look amazing if only it fit the girls properly. I would say that I prefer the supervisor's uniform more, although it's a very deep gray shade and it makes anybody look older even if they're still young once they become supervisor. But I like that there is a scarf, and the pattern on the scarf is really beautiful. It's a silk scarf. So yeah, number 6 on my list. We're almost halfway through our list. Now on my number 5 is China Eastern Airlines, and I really love this uniform because look at it. It looks so elegant. It's very crisp, looks very professional. It's sexy, yet it's not really showing a lot of skin. And the hat is very similar to the Qatar Airways hat. And I must say, I think my favorite part of the uniform is really the scarf. As you could tell by now, I'm really a fan of scarf on uniforms. This is just such a beautiful scarf. If you would look at the uniform, it doesn't really show, like, I mean, the dress doesn't really show any signs of it being Oriental or being from China, because the designer is from Europe, and it has, you know, European influences. But I think that the pattern on the scarf gives that Oriental or Asian touch, and it's not over the top. The reason why it's on number 5, not too high on the list, is the belt. I think that the belt is a little bit off-putting and it just cuts off the dress. I don't know what it would look like without the belt though, but it looks like you know, in Tagalog we would call it bagwa. I don't know what it is in English, but it's something about the feng shui that you put on top of your door, but it looks something like that. So it's just the one thing that's like, you know, I don't even have the word for it, but I don't like the belt. But from the waist above, beautiful. And then waist down, I like the cut of the skirt as well. It's pencil and it has a little bit of slit. And yeah, I like the combination of blue and red, and they look so beautiful in this uniform. Number 4, we are still on that Far East side, Korean Air. I don't know what to say about the Korean Air uniform. It just looks so clean. They look like they smell so nice. Like, if you look at them, they look so fresh. Plus the decision to not put a lot of makeup, tons of makeup. And when you put them together with the blue, I think it's like a shade of Tiffany blue. I just love it. Like, I love everything about this. I'm not even gonna break it down. I love the scarf, this thing that they put on their hair, the color of the jacket, the skirt. And you know, whenever I see them at the airport or in the hotel, I'm just looking at them because, oh my god, this uniform really suits them, everybody. It suits all of their flight attendants, and it's just really beautiful. I have nothing bad to say about this. Just really fresh on the eyes. It's very uncommon to find a uniform that is this light, because I understand when you're working, there's a tendency for things to spill on you, and that's one thing that scares me when you're wearing something like off-white like this. Like, if you spill something, it's too obvious. If you sit on something dirty, it's gonna be very obvious. Maybe that's the only downside of this uniform, but other than that, oh my god, I'm looking at the photos and I'm just in love. I'm really in love with this uniform. Number 3, and the highest among the Middle East airlines is of course Etihad. This uniform was launched a couple of years ago when they did their rebranding, and I think it's one of the best decisions they've ever made, because compared to the older uniform, this one is just really, really beautiful. And just like the Delta Air uniform, it takes you back to the golden age of flying. So this uniform was designed by an Italian designer, Ettore Bellota. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. I like the combination of the shades, like chocolate brown and purple. Like it's almost like orchid purple, and then matched with their purple lipsticks that they use in with the uniform. It's very tasteful. Kudos. My compliments to the designer, of course. It's very tasteful, it's very elegant, and the only thing that I would and this is me just nitpicking, is the gloves. The leather gloves are, you know, I am not sure, but I heard that they have to wear the gloves all the time. Somebody please correct me in the comment section if I am wrong, but yeah, the gloves are up to here and the blouse is up to here. So, and I've seen them many times in Manila as well, where it's hot and humid and they're still wearing the gloves. Well, it looks nice, it looks beautiful, but it's not that comfortable, I guess, if you're wearing leather gloves on a very hot weather. Number 2 on my list, we're almost done with our top 10. Hang in there. Number 2 on my list is Cantas Airlines, and this uniform, it's a one-piece dress that is cinched at the waist with a belt. This is the type of belt that I'm talking about, that I prefer on one-piece dresses like this. It's thin, the shade is very neutral, it's black, and it just cinches the waist at the right place. And come on, the color is just amazing. The uniform is unique. I love the red and the fuchsia color and the pop of color here with the scarf, paired with dark stockings and black shoes. It's elegant, sexy, and not overly revealing, and of course it looks professional as well. That's why it's number 2 on my list. And 2 honorable mentions before we proceed to our top 1. I just feel like I need to mention these 2 airlines because I also like their uniforms. They just didn't make my top 10 list. It's AirAsia and Philippine Airlines. And of course, we are now at the top of my list. I can't wait to share with you my most favorite flight attendant uniform. That is Hainan Airlines. This uniform was designed by a Chinese designer named Lawrence Xu, and it's supposed to make the flight attendants look like they're flying through the clouds. And regardless of that, only thing that came into my mind when I saw this uniform is like, wow, they look like students of Bo Batten's Academy of Magic. I mean, for Potterheads out there like me, I'm sure when you see this uniform, that's the only thing that you would see. And for those of you who are not aware, please Google, or I'm just gonna post a photo right here of what the uniform looks like of Bo Batten's Academy of Magic. I'm such a geek right now, but yeah, I'm really in love. It looks like the Bo Batten's uniform with the coat, but without the coat, oh my goodness, like it's just really beautiful. You can't imagine how much thought the designer put into this. I mean, it's just really flattering on a woman's figure. And it also reminded me of Rachel Green's Cheongsam dress that fit her amazingly, although that one is in a darker shade. But if you look at this one, it doesn't really look like a uniform. It looks like something that you can wear on a dinner or a formal event, and the color is just very, very tasteful. The combination of the grays and the blue, some would say that this gray shade looks very dull, but I completely disagree. This shade just, complements the beautiful blues and reds, sky blue, and the very busy pattern of the dress. It's just beautiful. I don't know how often they wear the hat though. This hat doesn't look like a flight attendant hat. It looks like something that you would wear on an afternoon tea or a British event or whatever. Maybe I'm just gonna wear it anywhere. It's that beautiful, and I like it with a little ball hanging there. And yeah, I just love everything about this uniform. It looks very glamorous and it's very stunning. Like if you would see a group of flight attendants walking at an airport, you would, really ask, hey, which airline are they working for? And that's what I'm saying. Again, it all goes back to the branding of the airline, because if they remember, wow, they're so stunning, maybe next time I'm gonna fly with them. That's how marketing and uniform designing goes hand in hand when it comes to the aviation business. So I can't really say anything bad about this uniform. That's why it's on the top of my list. I'm just head over heels in love with the Hainan Airlines. Again, compliments to the designer Lawrence Shu. Amazing flight attendant uniform design. I've never seen it in person. I wish that one day I would see their uniform, and it's the kind of uniform that I would love to wear just for fun, just so that I can say that yeah, I wore my most favorite flight attendant uniform. There you have it. Those are my top 10 flight attendant uniforms. Do you agree? Do you think some of the airline uniforms should be higher on the list or lower on the list? Let me know in the comment section if you agree, disagree, or if you would change anything about my sequence on the list. If you're gonna remove any airline from the list, let me know as well. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, but before we end this video, I'm gonna make it a habit now that at the end of every video I'll be making, I'm gonna be answering a question or two from the comment section. And for today, that one is a question from Danroj Cabanela. Hi ma'am, acceptable po ba ang may pinagawa sa mukha like rhinoplasty? So basically what Danroj is asking, if it's alright if an applicant has undergone cosmetic surgery, be it rhinoplasty or breast implantation, liposuction, and stuff like that. And the answer is obviously yes, it is completely fine if you've done anything on your face, if you've done blepharoplasty, chin implants, what do you call that? Lip injections, rhinoplasty, that is completely fine. If, yeah, rhinoplasty, nose job, yeah, it is completely fine. However, they're going to be asking you during your medicals to declare any surgeries that you have done on your body. So I hope that clarifies that question, because I have been receiving a lot of messages about this as well. So Danraj, thank you very much. That's a very good question. There you have it for this video. If you have any questions for me, you can post it down in the comment section, and who knows, maybe on my next video I will be answering your question. This has been Days with Kath. I will see you next time. Bye!